talk about the last days when worshipping idols is a classic act. And in Africa, we've taken this to a little bit much more deeper level, bringing goats into the whole thing, worshipping idols. It comes to cows. In the African culture, goats are made to sniff some powdery stuff, and if the goat sneezes, it's a yes. If the goat does not sneeze, it's a no. And it probably might mean that you have to do another ritual. In the African culture, we have a lot of that kind of stuff. With sangomas on a large scale being initiated into this covenant and all this nonsense and all this ridiculousness of worshipping demonic things. That's what the scripture says. It says the things that they sacrifice, they do not sacrifice unto God, but unto devils. If you don't know what scripture that is, that, my dear friend, you will find in 1 Corinthians chapter number 10, verse 20. It says that, but the sacrifices of pagans, these people who are worshipping, they are offered to demons, not to God, and do not want you to participate with devils. That's what the scriptures have told us. But of course, the public is swindled into worshipping idols in every single way. There's even a show called Idols, where people who want to be famous and worshipped as idols can go in honor of their god, Bel, which they worship so much. Self-worship is what Satan was all about in the Old Testament. You can see self-worship in satisfying self in each and every single context. In satisfying self, you rather be pleasing yourself than to please God, the creator of all things. But then in this case, what we have here is a lady who's frustrated with the whole thing of marriage. According to the other report that I've got, is that she was there, okay, she needs a husband, and this guy isn't checking her out. You know, they're not looking at her. So she came up with some sort of worship, like a chanting thing. They say she walked around the statue, and after she was done with the walking around the statue, she stripped naked. There's a video on YouTube which shows her just standing in front of this statue, and then later on the security guard comes, she takes off, and then she goes gets dressed right in front of everybody. Now, if you've been at the Mandela Square, or if you've not been there, if you've not been in Sandton, let me show you what kind of a view this place is. So she's standing right here worshipping the idol they have set up of Madiba, and people have to come out from this side. Some people sit down here. I bet some people just moved for the sole reason of the fact that she was doing this. And you can see in full view, there's a bit of a space around it. Other people just go there to stand and take a picture and leave. She decided to go there and worship. This side over here was under renovation, so this side normally there will be people sitting here, but then there are other restaurants around this place, and that's what I want to show you, that this place that she chose to do this worship was it was a practice, almost a satanic practice if you look at it. As you can see on the side also, there's also other restaurants. This was not a random place that she chose to just go, and this place is heavily populated with people. There are people that are practically sitting there eating. Now they gotta see this woman naked outside worshipping the Baphomet image of the Madiba put over there. And this image here really covers what I was looking for, because this is where she's standing worshipping. This is a little decoration, water place and all that. Of course, if you're looking at it, there's a bit of a sun worship. Let's get away from that, right? There's a bit of sun worship there, and then there's water coming out here, almost pyramid kind of like a thing. But these are restaurants, okay? This is under renovation. This here, These are restaurants. This place is always packed with people. This side also, there are also other restaurants. Now let me show you this again on another side. Another pyramid. Okay, no, let's get away from there. Okay, then you have this side also. She's standing here in daylight and she's worshipping this image. My goodness, the boldness of this lady is beyond. Now she does not just worship. She doesn't just start bowing to the thing. She goes naked before the thing. She goes naked, just like you saw in this image over here posted on the City Press newspaper. She goes totally naked before the image, and her clothes are just a couple of steps away. Now on the video here, if you go on the video or type that, you would see that there is almost, you forgive me for that, you can see this thing is loading up in a different way. She had to even get dressed. This is the lady. She dressed up right in front of everybody. According to the report, another man wanted to get a closer look. Got a smack from his wife because the idolatry of some people. This is not, this video, let me tell you why I'm doing this video specifically. I need you to get a view of where society in our day is. People have fallen so far deep. I'm telling you, so far deep, beyond recovery. Beyond a place of recovery. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in your days. There was perversion, in those days. Idols, as you can see here, have extended their hand out. She's giving us worship in this place where there's this sun worship, sort of like look, pyramid thing right in front of her. And that's why she decides to go and prostrate herself in worship of the statue of Madeira. Almost sad to say that this is what most of the public is like. We saw another case a few days back where parents left a child. Okay, what kind of parents left this child with 6 rands? Is this type of parents, this type of people. They're so desperate for marriage that their hearts are so far detached from mankind. She went from her house properly dressed with the mindset that I'm going to get naked in front of a statue, and you think that is just that? No. Sacrifice to idols. The people, the things they are doing, this is a ritual. She was doing a ritual in front of a statue. In front of the statue. And I mean, like, Santin is not one of those places you just happen to fall into, you intend to go to Santin. Santin is not one of those places where you pass by, It's not one of those places where you find yourself crossing the street by Santin. You go to Santin. If you've seen where Santin is located, there is nobody that just passes by. Of course, people to Alexander, but you don't just pass by Santin. You don't just happen to pass by. This was structured in a way as to give honor to the Baphomet picture that we see at the Mandela Square. Things that they offer, they do not offer to God. They offer to idols. Of course, she did this knowingly. This was a ritual which she intended to get something out of it, and demonic it was, and demonically inspired it was. Some people might look at it as, oh, she's not good enough to put her body in public. Should there even be a person who puts themselves out like that? No, what do you think it was? It was a ritual she was fulfilling. So for me, brother R13, I'll say no much, not much. I'll not say anything else. I'll not add to what I've just said. But this was a ritual, just like it says it. She got to the statue, rounded the statue a little few times, and then she starts praying near the thing, and took off her clothes and set her clothes aside near the thing. So for me, brother R30, thank you for checking out this video. Don't get so too attached to the world that for marriage you are willing to go this far. And that's what we see in our days. People are so far, they would rather get married than to have to wait for the marriage to come to them. They want to dedicate themselves to the service of Satan in order for them to get whatever they want. They do not do that to God. They do that to idols, devils. I want you to get a clear picture of what I'm trying to send to you. I'm trying to tell you that this was a ritual, exactly what you're hearing me to say. This was a ritual. She got in front of the thing, stripped naked. Same way a person almost possessed could do. You could not go to a place like I've shown you. This is the place. It's an open space. And just like I mentioned, it's not one of those places you just happen to pass by. It's one of those places where you intend to go and do whatever you want to do. So she planned the ritual around, and she said to herself, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go and perform this ridiculous ritual in order for me to get what I want. Ridiculous.